Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Yo, listen, this is crazy. Michael Douglas. Somebody sent me the story and said that he's Jamaican. So, whoever is in this chat or on this video, leave in the comment section if you know him or you know his family, or you can verify that he is actually a Jamaican. We've had quite a few of these stories where Jamaican men have killed their spouses in the US. Both have migrated from Jamaica, but this woman wasn't his spouse. However, I do have a theory about this whole story. So the story itself is crazy. A Florida man allegedly sought a woman romantically. He was pursuing her romantically. You know, you like a woman, you ask for her number, you send her flowers, all that kind of stuff. Even showing off a picture of her to his coworkers. But police says that interest ended in horror. Michael Douglas, 53 years old, is now accused of tying up and stabbing his person who he was pursuing romantically more than a dozen times. Actually, the police report said he stabbed her 38 times, tied her up, and stabbed her 38 times. Police said that they were called out to the 3000 block of South Haberland Boulevard on September 26th before the arrival of the hurricane. Once on site, officers found a gruesome scene with the victim bound and stabbed multiple times, authorities wrote in their report. The victim later identified as blank, and they took her name out of the report when they published it to the public. I don't know why. Maybe her family didn't want her name involved in it. Maybe they hadn't identified or notified her family members yet before putting the story out there. Anyways, the victim was found to have approximately 38 stab wounds to multiple areas of her body, her head, her torso, and her groin, with her intestines visible on top of her torso. So not only did he do this, stab her up how many times, he actually cut her belly out and laid her intestines on top of her belly. Officers said that in the partially redacted probable cause affidavit, this is the information that was written. The victim was on the floor, laying on her back with both hands bound behind her body, and her mouth was taped. Douglas had been pursuing the woman romantically and urging her to end her current relationship, police said. Obviously, she was entertaining him as well. You see, this is the type of stuff, right? I've seen this happen before, where there was this woman who was married, and she was married for many years because it was a grown older woman. I believe she was like in her late 40s, early 50s. And she had a man on the side who she had on the side for years. The man on the side for years really wanted this woman for himself, or he really wanted her husband out the way. Her husband found out about the man on the side. They argued about it. Sometimes she packed her clothes and left. Then she came back to the house, whatever. The husband got quiet. When the police came to notify the husband that they had found his wife behind an abandoned building with stab wounds and her neck cut, her throat cut, the police made the husband the first suspect. Upon further investigation, the police found out that it was actually her side man that did it. Because after she went to go do some sexual favors for her side man, he wanted her to stay. And she said, I had to go home. I got to go home to my husband. I got to go home and make sure his dinner cooked and clean up the house a little bit and all that. And he murdered her right there. So, oh, what tangled webs we weave when first we practice to deceive. Yeah, that's chicken coming home to roost right there. That is actually cause and effect. That is actually what happens when you put the work in to make such things happen, right? It's a game of deceit, and someone has to pay the price Too bad she paid the ultimate price. In this particular case, the victim, they took her name out of it, found in horrible condition, knew that Douglas was pursuing her and trying to encourage her all along. Leave your husband now, end the relationship and come with me, man. I can take care of you. I want you for myself. I want to be with you, that kind of thing. During interviews with his co-workers at PGT, it was learned that during one of Michael Douglas's work shifts, a co-worker stated that he used his phone to display a picture of the victim while waving it in the air, encouraging anyone nearby to look at his beautiful woman. I think what was happening here was she has her husband. She never had any plans to leave her husband. Douglas was the man on the side, but he wanted to become the main man. Maybe she kept on telling him that she's eventually going to leave. Just give me some time. Let me do it. I have to do it a certain kind of way. But he's given her enough time and she hasn't done it yet. So he eventually decided, oh, you just using me, right? You use me for sex. You use me to buy you nice gifts. You use me to lift your mood up and all this stuff. But you're not leaving that man. So I use my gal, and ended up killing the woman. Douglas allegedly denied to the police because the people that he worked with are saying, yep, we saw her. He had her on his phone, a picture on his phone. He was telling anybody that was close by him, waving his phone in the air, y'all look at my beautiful woman. Douglas allegedly denied to the police that he had ever had any sexual contact with the woman. But, a sexual assault kit turned up a YSTR profile matching him in the woman's vaginal swab samples. That means not only did he have sex with the woman, he had sex with the woman recently leading up to her death. Might not have been the day that she died, might have been the day before they had sex or some other time after, right? Somebody is going to say, well, maybe he also could have kidnapped her and raped her and then killed her on that particular day. Now, according to documents, there was a partial match to him from the fingernail clippings as well. Douglas allegedly said that he was only in her home on one previous occasion and said that he drove by her residence on September 26th, approximately 12:30 p.m. Cops were dispatched to the murder call at approximately 8:56 p.m. That match, that DNA match from the fingernail clippings could possibly have been a sign of struggle as well. She was trying to get him off of her, defend herself, etc., and scraped him, and his DNA was left under her fingernails. Phone record shows that Douglas' phone received a call on the street behind the woman's home at 4:48 p.m. on September 26th. Phone records show Douglas' phone receiving a call on the street behind her home on the 26th. Further analysis showed location data confirming that Michael Douglas still being present within a proximity to Northport lots of 3743 South Haberland Boulevard, the address of the murder, at various times up until 8:50 p.m. In other words, then, that pinging off those cell phone towers shows that his phone was active, shows the location being in the area where the murder scene was around the time it is said that the murder occurred. Douglas' phone also had a picture of the decorative basket that was found in the victim's master bathroom. Police said it was in the deleted files, but they were still able to retrieve it. This is a bouquet of flowers that he had given to her. He has the picture of the bouquet of flowers on his phone. It matches the same exact bouquet of flowers that the police found in her master bedroom in her house. Citing the distinct door handles, the rear view mirror, police believe that was Douglas's Jeep Grand Cherokee that was parked down the street from the woman's home at 7:28 p.m. as allegedly seen on an off-duty officer's dash cam footage. It was parked off to the roadside in such a manner that it would disguise it from being in obvious view, while at the same time being able to directly view the victim's residence. He was staked out. Records show no attorney for Douglas has been attained so far, and he remains in the Sarasota County Jail on Sunday. This, again, my friend, is a Florida man, but I've been told by whoever sent me the story that Michael Douglas is actually Jamaican. I tell you the truth, he looks very familiar to me. But you know when you might know somebody, but you can't really place the face? Like with a name, that's what it is. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you this. Keep it short and sweet, like Jesus wept. Oh, what tangled webs we weave when first we practice to deceive. See, there's a lot of people out there deceiving a lot of other people, and they never think that this stuff is going to backfire in the worst way. My granny always said, whatever is done in the dark will surely come to light. And it might come to light today, tomorrow, or years down the road, but it will come to light. So my advice is stop doing stuff in the dark, because when it comes to light, you're not going to like it. I'm going to leave it right here. And if you know this man, Michael Douglas, hit me up in the comment section and says, yes, SouFlo, me know him, and these kind of things. All right? Walk good, people. Be careful out there. Lift your vibrations up. One love. I'm out. Peace.